In the 1970s, fear was strategy, and the Raiders mastered it. They didn't just want to beat you, they wanted to break your rhythm, break your confidence, break your will, and sometimes, break your body. At the center of that identity stood one man, Jack Tatum. They called him the Assassin. Not because it sounded cool, but because wide receivers genuinely feared crossing the middle when he was on the field. Quarterbacks adjusted their throws. Coaches altered game plans. Because if you ran the wrong route at the wrong time, Jack Tatum was waiting. And when he hit you, you felt it. Some players got up slowly, some never got up the same, and at least one never got up again. This is the story of the Raider who destroyed careers, then slowly disappeared himself. Jack Tatum wasn't flashy. He didn't trash talk constantly. He didn't celebrate wildly. His intimidation came from silence, from presence, from the knowledge that at any moment, he could close space faster than you thought possible. He played safety like a predator, reading eyes, anticipating routes, timing collisions. He once said, "I like to believe my best hits border on felonious assault." In the 1970s NFL, that wasn't condemned. It was celebrated. The Raiders of that era built their brand on violence. Hard hits were replayed like highlights of art. Defensive backs were praised for separating receiver from ball, and sometimes from consciousness. And Tatum did it better than anyone. There's a famous hit against Pittsburgh where Tatum delivered a collision so violent that it dislodged the football and echoed through the stadium. No penalty, just intimidation. The message was clear: enter the middle at your own risk. But the hit that defined his life came on August 12, 1978. Preseason, Raiders versus Patriots. A routine crossing route by New England receiver Darryl Stingley. The pass was slightly high. Stingley extended. Tatum closed. The collision was brutal, immediate, helmet to shoulder. Stingley collapsed. The stadium went silent. He never walked again. Darryl Stingley suffered a fractured vertebra and spinal cord damage, paralyzed from the chest down, permanently. Tatum's hit was ruled legal. No flag, no suspension. By the rulebook of 1978, it was a football play. But legality doesn't erase consequence. And from that moment forward, Jack Tatum's name carried a different weight. He didn't apologize directly to Stingley. He didn't visit him in the hospital. He said he didn't know what to say, that he didn't want to intrude. But Stingley later said he waited for that outreach. It never came. That silence created a permanent divide, and the media amplified it. Some defended Tatum. He played the game the way it was designed. It was an accident. It was legal. Others were harsher. He played reckless. He crossed a line. He lacked empathy. The truth lives somewhere in between, because the NFL of that era encouraged violence. But when violence leaves someone paralyzed, it forces a reckoning. Tatum continued playing. He helped the Raiders win Super Bowl 15 in 1980. He remained feared, respected by teammates, studied by opponents. But something had shifted. Every big hit he delivered now carried context. Every collision echoed August 12, 1978. He wasn't just the assassin anymore. He was controversial. And controversy lingers longer than fear. Because fear fades with time, but paralysis does not. The darker truth is this: Jack Tatum wasn't unique in playing violently. He was simply the most visible embodiment of a brutal era. The league rewarded intimidation. The Raiders built an identity around it. And Tatum thrived inside that culture. But when tragedy exposed the cost of that culture, the league evolved. Rules changed. Hits on defenseless receivers became penalties. Targeting rules emerged decades later. The game shifted toward safety. And suddenly, Jack Tatum's style looked outdated, even dangerous. He retired in 1982, not because he was washed, not because he was disgraced, but because the physical toll accumulated. Football in the 70s was punishing, and punishing others means absorbing punishment too. His body wore down. His career ended quietly. No dramatic farewell. No league-wide celebration. And over time, his presence in NFL storytelling faded. He wrote books, appeared publicly, defended his playing style, but he never fully escaped the shadow of that one collision. When Darryl Stingley passed away in 2007, the story resurfaced. When Tatum passed away in 2010 from heart complications related to diabetes, the debate returned. Was he a villain or a product of his era? That's the moral gray space. He didn't break rules, but he broke bodies. He didn't aim to paralyze, but someone was paralyzed. He played the game as it was structured. But the structure itself was flawed, and when the structure changed, he didn't fit it anymore. He didn't disappear overnight like a scandal-driven exile. He faded, gradually. Because modern football doesn't celebrate that kind of violence, and the NFL rarely centers figures who force uncomfortable reflection. But Raiders fans remember differently. They remember dominance, the intimidation, the aura, the sense that crossing routes required courage. Because when Jack Tatum lined up at safety, careers could change in a single snap. And at least one did. Forever. After the Stingley collision, the NFL faced a choice. It could publicly confront the culture that had glorified hits like that, or it could quietly move forward. The league chose the second option. There was no sweeping announcement, no immediate overhaul of rules, no public admission that something deeper had gone wrong. The hit was legal, the season continued, and the Raiders remained contenders. But something in the atmosphere shifted, because fans had seen what that level of violence could cost. Darryl Stingley rebuilt his life with courage. Confined to a wheelchair, facing complications for decades, he rarely attacked Jack Tatum publicly, but he did say something that echoed loudly. "I forgive him, but he never asked." That sentence defined the divide, because forgiveness without acknowledgement feels incomplete, and the absence of a personal apology became part of Tatum's legacy. Jack Tatum insisted he played within the rules, and technically he did. There were no defenseless receiver protections, no helmet-to-helmet restrictions, no targeting penalties. Football in the 1970s rewarded intimidation. Coaches praised it, fans cheered it, highlight reels glorified it. Tatum didn't create that culture. He embodied it. But embodiment makes you the face of consequence. In the years that followed, the NFL slowly began tightening rules. It didn't say, "This is because of Jack Tatum." But the league could no longer ignore the optics of violent collisions leading to permanent damage. Gradually, protections increased. Hits once celebrated became flagged. The game evolved, and evolution leaves certain players behind. Jack Tatum retired in 1982. He had helped win a Super Bowl. He had multiple Pro Bowl seasons. He had built a reputation as one of the most feared safeties in league history. But nationally, his name didn't age gracefully. Because as the NFL shifted toward player safety messaging, celebrating the assassin became complicated. His highlights were still brutal, still effective, but they felt different in a league promoting health and protection. This is how disappearing happens. Not through banning, not through scandal, but through omission. Fewer features in league documentaries, less spotlight in anniversary programming, less marketing around that era's brutality. The Raiders still honored him, but the broader NFL narrative softened his presence. Because glorifying violence doesn't align with modern branding. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Jack Tatum's style would not survive today's NFL. Ignoring the consequences misses humanity. That's why his story remains unresolved. In interviews later in life, Tatum admitted the Stingley hit stayed with him. He said he regretted the outcome. But he never reframed himself as reckless. He maintained that football was violent by design. And perhaps that belief was necessary for him to live with what happened. Because accepting moral responsibility for a life-altering injury is heavy. He chose to frame it as tragic but legal. Others saw it as avoidable but normalized. When Jack Tatum passed away in 2010 at age 61, tributes were respectful but restrained. Former teammates praised his toughness. Opponents acknowledged his impact. But his name never regained the aura it once carried. Because time reframes violence. And as concussion research exploded in the 2000s, as CTE conversations dominated headlines, players like Tatum became symbols of a harsher era. Not villains, but reminders. And that's the dark truth. He didn't just destroy careers, he helped destroy an era's illusion. The illusion that brutality was harmless. The illusion that collisions ended when the whistle blew. The illusion that toughness erased consequence. Darryl Stingley's paralysis forced the league to confront that illusion slowly. And Jack Tatum's name will always be tied to that moment. Some Raiders fans argue he is misunderstood, that he is judged unfairly by modern morality, that he gave everything to the game and played it the way it was taught. Others believe the lack of personal reconciliation overshadows his dominance. Both perspectives exist because the truth is complicated. He wasn't a villain cartoon. He wasn't a saint. He was a product of an era that glorified violence until violence revealed its cost. And maybe that's why his legacy feels faded. Because he forces uncomfortable conversations about accountability, about culture, about the line between aggression and harm. The NFL prefers clean narratives. Jack Tatum's story isn't clean. It's layered, messy, human. Today, younger fans watching old Raiders footage are stunned by the brutality. They ask, how was that legal? And that question alone explains why his aura diminished. Because football changed. And when the game changes, its icons are reevaluated. Some adapt, some remain frozen in their era. Tatum remains frozen, a symbol of a time when fear was currency. He didn't disappear because he failed. He disappeared because the league evolved, because the brand evolved, because celebrating violent intimidation openly no longer fit the narrative. And so his legend lives strongest among those who remember the 70s Raiders firsthand. Not in league-wide highlight reels, not in modern marketing campaigns, but in memory. The Raider who destroyed careers also became a casualty of football's transformation. Not punished formally, but reframed quietly. And sometimes, quiet reframing is the most powerful erasure of all.